Being said, I do want to introduce our casters coming up, Alderia and Wes Rambo. They're going to take over from here. So I will see you guys back after the game. Zach, Jake, let's go watch some great Valorant and let the other two take over.
All right, welcome here, Alderia. Thank you to Wilby and Jake and Rakuno for the beautiful pregame segment and for the introduction. Alderia, I know you have been able to watch Casuals already, but mostly Harmless are new to you. What did you think of Casuals when you last saw them?
Casuals, I was really excited when you guys were telling me about them. You told me about how they're one of the top in the league right now, and they had
Mhm.
just completely dominated another team on Icebox. So deep down, I was really hoping that this was going to go to Icebox tonight. Our
Okay.
analysts were hyping up mostly Harmless on Icebox, and all I've heard about Casuals is that they swept on Icebox. So I was
Mhm.
really hoping to see this map, and when it came up, I'm not gonna lie, I jumped for joy a little bit. I'm really
Definitely.
excited to get into this.
Yeah, so mostly Harmless were the ones who got up way ahead against Casuals on Icebox in their last matchup, but of course Casuals have been pretty much destroying all the other teams besides mostly Harmless. So that's definitely an interesting one to look at. But we were expecting maybe some Viper to come in, but both of these teams have kind of centered around a uh, pretty common composition that they mostly go with, especially mostly Harmless starting on the defender side with that, Omen, Sova, Killjoy, Jet, and Sage composition here. Streets, of course, on Sage, and B-Boy over on Sage on the other side. You see now, very important agent to choose, basically, on Icebox here as we start loading in. And yeah, we'll see if Casuals can, well, I mean, they only got one round last time this matchup happened on Icebox, so we'll see if Casuals can kind of, bounce back here in a more effective way than they did last time. See if they can, make Zach eat his words when he said that they should have taken it over to Ascent.
Yeah, for sure. And one other thing I would like to bring up is the fact that you guys told me that Casuals usually stays to the same lineup, and that is the lineup we're seeing
That's right.
here: the Jet, the Raze, the Sova, Omen, and then a Sentinel. This time they're opting to go for the Sage as well on the Sentinel. So I'm excited to see what they do with this lineup. But we're gonna be getting right into the pistol round here.
Yeah, we'll see. It does look like an A kind of posture over from Casuals on the attacking side, and mostly Harmless. Last time it was them starting on the attacking side, and they actually just completely swept through this A site almost every round. So now Casuals over on the attacking side, definitely going to see if they can do the same. Here we go on the approach. You see Ian in an aggressive peek there, and the hit is on.
And it's been read fairly well here by mostly Harmless, as they've got three currently positioned on the A side. But Ryan is up in close personal with this attack on the A side. He's already up top, and he's going to manage to get the first pick of the match. And Raw is going to follow up on Ian before a refact. And it's just kills going left and right now. Very hectic. Plants going down, though, from Casuals.
Yeah, definitely a great take there as Swastik finishes off the last, and 4 against 1 in the end. There we go. That's Casuals making a statement starting off, and I know that, Icebox, that A-site take benefits the attackers in a lot of ways, or at least it can if you use your duelists properly, but I'm excited to see what Mostly Harmless's response to this is, because you know that A is going to be a huge focus here over on Icebox. But great job by Casuals to take the pistol round. That's, they've already got as many rounds as they got last time these two teams faced off on this map. So well done to them. You can see Raw.
Yeah,
With
for
the
sure. And they're going
SMG
to be
here.
going onto the A site once again. And it's going to be a force buy out from them on this second round to try and secure as many rounds and as much as momentum. Ian going to be tagged up by these Sovas. Owl drone and brought down to 1 HP actually from the paint shells. He actually managed to get a dink, but no trades coming out. Finally, Dizzy is going to be able to take one down, but at this point they forfeited the site, and it's now a 3v4 retake.
Like you said, there was... Oh, and one actually finds a really great pick there, way down, and Raw as well. So like you said, this round is all but over after those entries, even though there was one frag getting back. That's how you're supposed to play that attacking side. Get those trades, sacrifice yourself in order to get more map control. Plant will come down, and it's only React remaining, who doesn't have any guns to save even, so what do you even do in this situation?
I mean, there's not much you can do. It's gonna get locked out here from Swass, and that's just another really clean round. Kind of expected to win that round. Like I said,
Yep.
they did end up going for the force buy, and now this is gonna be their bonus round coming in. So it'll really spell danger if Casuals wins this for mostly Harmless. Uh, that'd not only be a pretty big hit to the confidence, but also you have to keep in mind the economy in this is going
Yes.
to look really favorable for Casuals
Yeah.
if they win this next round. Looks like they're actually setting up for a B take this time.
Yeah,
Trying to
mostly
switch it up a
Harmless
little bit.
have at least bought some rifles. I haven't seen the scoreboard yet. There we go. And yeah, the SMG bonus. So yeah, like you say, very important round in terms of casuals. Like, I mean, very important if they want to get a lot of momentum here, but they can afford to lose this one, of course. SMG's up against rifles, and they're playing it a little bit slow. Like you say, presence on B as well as Reach up in the mid area there.
Ian's coming through on the flank here, but I don't think he's going to be expecting the lurker of Ryan right now.
No, that
He's
angle.
probably going to be expecting Swass, but he's not going to get Swass actually. Swass is going to win that gunfight outright. And that's really bad for most wanted here,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. If we're looking at that, that's not only a rifle down, but now either Ryan or Swass has access to that Phantom, and they now have the man advantage to try and push onto one of the sites. This could be devastating. It looks like the push through onto the site, as I say, that is going to be coming through to B, as Raw is going to be putting down the smokes, and he does have the spike, so he's going to be trying to get in there pretty soon. It's going to be on Gline, as he's going to pick up a kill, and it's going to be another one from React. React holding his ground. He's going to get two, but eventually traded out by Swass. It's now a 1v3 for Ryan, and Ryan does have the Phantom, but this is not looking too terribly likely.
Yeah, it doesn't at all, especially because the spike was not able to be planted. And there we go, a great peek coming in, and the defenders hold. So, like you say, it was a bonus, and you're okay with losing it. But a nice try there, and it looked a little spooky for mostly Harmless at first when Casuals started hitting that site. They were playing well. Just nice picks from the rotators coming in. So, good job there over on the side of mostly Harmless, who are able to at least grab one on the board. Now it's going to be guns all across the board, most likely for Casuals and mostly Harmless. And yeah, it looks like they have bought up a couple of rifles there. So now we
Can
get
we
a
see the
full...
scoreboard real quick to see what
Yeah,
rifles is on
there
Mostly
we
Wanted?
go.
All right, so Mostly
So
Wanted
they...
has all their rifles as well.
Yep,
Luckily,
full
they weren't
rifles
too
there.
devastated by the two picks that taken there. Street's
Exactly.
going to use a pretty standard wall on the tunnel in order to just kind of stop people from pushing up it too quickly. And it's looking like a pretty standard take so far. Ryan getting a little aggressive up here in A. We'll see if he's able to find the pick here on their Jet. It's Ian versus Ryan possibly here. They're both
Yeah, Jet.
showing quite a bit of patience.
Jet versus Jet here. We might see that, although they are being very patient. Here's Ian coming around the corner, but also you got to watch out for that presence at mid, although not a lot of ground gained yet by the attackers. And yeah, oh man, you could cut this tension with a knife between Ryan and Ian right now. And
It's
they
so
just
close right now.
slowly inch toward the angle.
I don't know if Ryan's actually going to check this. I know he heard Ian up there, but I think Ian thinks Ian may have
Well,
rotated out. But Ian's
will
not
Ian
checking
know?
the angle, actually. Ryan manages to get the first pick, and he gets another one onto the Omen. So this opens up the site completely. Ryan has single-handedly opened up this round. He's going to get a third as well on the Streets. Only 29 HP, but he's done his job. He opened up the site. It's Dizzy to find 2 kills in order to try and bring this back on the 2v3 retake now.
React as well, finding one. And yeah, Dizzy definitely has a chance. And there's React as well with another headshot. So even though the spike is planted, it's only Sova remaining here. But he does have the Hunter's Fury.
All up to Swass. And yeah, like you said, he does have Hunter's Fury and 2 shock darts. This is dangerous right now.
Oh,
He's not opting to use his ult right now. This is very interesting. And Dizzy's going to try and fake the defuse. Doesn't need the ult. Swass going to swing in and get the headshot.
So even though it was a 1v2, Swass had everything he needed there. Like you said, 2 shock darts, vision arrows, low HP on some opponents, a great open plant. Just in general, very nice site taken. As you say, it's all down to Ryan with the initial entries. 3 kills coming into the site. And even with a very kind of valiant defense coming in from mostly Harmless, it still, went over to Casuals because of that initial effort from Ryan, who's up near the top of the scoreboard. But you do see Swass kind of getting these clutch plays and topping off that scoreboard for Casuals right now. 3-1 here. Casuals are looking great so far compared to last matchup.
Swass has been coming in very clutch so far for them. I think Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that his second clutch so far?
I think you're right. Yeah, or at least his second sort of pseudo clutch, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely come through huge so far for his team, and Ryan is feeling pretty confident after that round as well. He's just
Hmm.
doing the same thing. He's getting on aggressive on A, but B-Boy is gonna get a pick on the streets in mid. Man, we keep getting duels between agents right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Sage
We got
very
the mirror matches coming in. I love to
Ongline
see it.
is now gonna be possibly spotted by this recon bolt. That he's gonna give away his position by shooting it. Doesn't look like he could get out of its range, and
Nope.
they know at least once here, and well, Raw is gonna capitalize on that. Once again, a mirror match.
Exactly.
As it's Ian to take out Ryan. It's only mirror matches
Man.
right now. Ryan is going to get the res, however, from B-Boy, and B-Boy is going to cover it and single-handedly bring this to a 5v2 retake. Dizzy and React, they seem familiar here, but Ryan's on the board this time, and he's not letting them do what they did that last round.
Not at all. There's Dizzy now remaining. And actually, Dizzy goes down as well, kind of getting greedy for some exits. Mostly Harmless. Definitely not looking quite as dominant as they have been so far in the season. And Casuals, all credit to them. It seems that they have done their homework, especially in terms of kind of what they can do. You can see Mostly Harmless giving ground on this A site a lot of the time, and Casuals are pouncing on every single inch that they are given, and that is kind of what's allowing them this access, so that even when there's Mostly Harmless coming in with nice plays on the back end of the round, still Casuals have gotten enough work done in the early stages of the round that they're able to take it in the
This
end.
round
So yeah.
will most likely be a wash here, considering
Yep.
the fact that it's now going to be a save round for
Mostly
mostly
Harmless.
harmless. My bad. I almost said most wanted.
Oh
It's gonna
man.
be a save round from them, so very
Yep.
unlikely they're gonna be able to pull something off. But hey, magic can happen sometimes. And
Ian
well,
on the
as I say that,
Guardian.
Dizzy's gonna manage to get a kill, but it's immediately answered back by two Swath and B-Boy, and it just all falls at the wayside. And this is all gonna be left up to one Dizzy, and that Dizzy will not come through.
Now, I'd
Like
like to see the money here because I did see that Ian put up a Guardian. Okay, no, so that was part of the save because they've got the money they need anyway. 5-1 though for the side of Casuals, and they are just looking really great here on the attacking side. And it's all about A. They've only hit B once this entire game in 6 rounds, and it's working for them so far because of the heroics of Ryan and Swass up here on these entries.
And speaking of economy, the economy for the side of casuals is booming right now. Look how much
Yes.
money they have, and they
Yep.
have the knives, multiple ultimates. In fact, it's looking very good for them right now. Casuals has a lot of momentum, and they've got everything they need to just keep pushing forward. We're
Hmm.
really gonna need to see a bite back from mostly Harmless here,
Yeah,
and fast.
I like this default as well from Casuals. I like that they always get that B alley presence. They're always going up and sending 2 or 3 players to check for an early push, make sure there's some presence in that area of the map. Even though they tend to go towards A mostly on these rounds, they're always getting presence there, usually a lurker on A. This time, though, they're actually heading up towards mid instead. So this one might actually be a B hit of some kind, but very slow play so far from the Casuals, waiting for Mostly Harmless to get antsy. But somebody as seasoned as this Mostly Harmless squad, not likely to give up anything for free.
I'd also like to point out the adaptation here from casuals. When I last casted them, casuals, one of their
Hmm.
main things that they were kind of falling victim to was getting antsy, getting hasty, and trying
Yep.
to force things that didn't need to happen. And they were getting punished a lot for that
Hmm.
by dragons. And
Yep.
it seems like they've learned from that. They've definitely reeled it back here and are going for more of a default play, not giving the unnecessary picks. Ongline is gonna have to hold it down here on the A site as he doesn't have a ton of support. He's gonna manage to get one and gonna actually hit the counter paranoia and get a second. Ongline is going huge right now. This allows for the rest to rotate, and now it is a 1v5. It's not going to happen. Raw is going to be taken out by Dizzy. Dizzy actually going to pick up 2 kills there, and well, we said we needed an answer back from mostly Harmless, and that just might be it.
That definitely was an answer indeed. And I gotta say, a little bit of a miss there on utility usage. That paranoia came in just a second too late there for Ryan to peek out, and so Ongline, or pardon me, yeah, it is Ongline on the Omen, who was standing there, did catch a glimpse of that Jet when she came around the corner just before the Paranoia came in, so got the easy headshot because he knew the position. If that timing was just a little bit tighter, Ongline would have been totally screwed there because of that Paranoia, because he wouldn't have known. So
For sure, the most he could have really done was a pre-fire, which,
exactly,
I mean,
you're
odds
just
of
gambling
winning
at
that
that
is so
point.
much
But in this
lower.
case, he had all the info he needed. So just a little bit of a miss there. If they tighten that up, they could easily get into the site and maybe win the round.
Ian, now with the operator, is actually going to pick up a kill on N1. We haven't seen N1 show up too terribly much so far. And Ian will be shut down by Raw as they're punching through onto this site, but Raw's going to be taken out by Ongline. Now it's just falling at the wayside right now for casuals, as mostly Harmless is going to pick up most of the kills here, drop the spike, and put it into a 1v3 for Swas.
Yeah, the spike is completely and out of reach for Swas, although maybe kind of wanting to go for it there. That arrow goes off, little info.
Could be Swas's second clutch today, and oh, what a shot there on React. Almost, he might be able to open this up if he gets the 1v1s. He does have to go for the reload, though, on the Vandal.
30 seconds left. That's a good amount of time to play with if he wants to. And he's going to fake the orb. Hunter's Fury available as well. So Swas needs to play this really smart. But like you say, he's done it before.
Figures out the location of Dizzy as well now, but he's going to get pinged by the recon. I'm not sure if he's ready for the player in the back site. Streets is playing very passive here. He's not giving up, but that recon barge is going to force the hand of both the players. But beautiful crossfire established, and they're going to peek at the same time. Virtually unwinnable there if they peek like that, and don't want to give Swas another clutch here.
Yep, that's those fundamentals coming in from mostly Harmless. Swas definitely did what he could in that situation, but way too difficult, like you said, against that kind of right angle crossfire that they set up there. So that is going to be the third round coming over for the side of mostly Harmless, who are looking to claw back into this one. 3-5 now the score, and Casuals, like you said, they were rich before, and so they are still on a full buy here. And you do also
Looks like
see
it'll be
Ian.
their last full buy though. If they
Yeah,
lose this
exactly.
round.
They've got to win this one, or else they'll be back on a save. Ian, like you said, been a little bit quiet last time. He went absolutely nuclear over on the Icebox map, and a little quieter now, and gets taken out again.
Ryan is just getting aggressive here in the East, or in the A site. He's gonna get 2 kills. That's the Opper down as well, and he's actually backing off. He's not over aggressing this. He might be able to get the ult on the Sova. Oh, just barely not gonna be able to kill him. But on very low HP though. Gonna make this clutch this retake all the much harder with your Sova on such low HP for mostly Harmless. Ryan showing beautiful discipline right now.
Yeah,
Streets,
Ryan
though,
is
gonna
so good.
pick up 1 kill. Swas immediately refragging and not looking likely for side of mostly Harmless.
There we go. Last 2 frags come in, and yeah, like you say, Ryan is just taking matters into his own hands. And we heard from Ryan in one of these interviews before that, you know, he feels very confident on these duelists. He thinks that he can really anchor the team if he's able to kind of be opened up into these matches and be able to take the lead. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now with 13 frags here over on the side of Casuals, top fragging here, even surpassing Swastik, who's gotten all these great clutches. So Ryan is the star of the show right now. But B-Boy's going to be on the op. Still, Ryan is a rifling Jet, definitely has to be said, not an opping Jet as much. And this time,
what a
the
beautiful
other
read
Jet
from
gets,
Ian there.
Yeah.
He's going to manage to take out Ryan. That has been probably their most threatening player so far. Definitely the most explosive. And, well, while I say explosive, N1's going to do that and open up the site here for Casuals. Ongline taken out by the Showstopper, and going to give him control of the site. Ian trying to work another pick with the op. N1's going to go down, but he's going to be free-fragged by B-Boy, popping the knives to try and make something happen here. And Swastik's going to also stack up. Swastik with 2 onto React and Streets, and now it's a 1v3 for the Sova of Dizzy.
Dizzy, no Hunter's Fury available. There goes one of the darts, and that does reveal some. Dizzy's going for this.
1 headshot on Raw from Dizzy. This could be winnable if he manages to work another angle. Almost does, but just barely misses out on the timing. Raw gonna get the res, and this is back to a 3v1. Raw taken out just right again after the res. And, this isn't looking winnable, though. It looks like he's out of time.
You got to get out of here. Yep. Yeah, I like the attempt from Dizzy and actually the aggression that he did. Oh, oh no!
Swass gets the kill.
Swas coming around with aggression, going to be taken out by the spike explosion. But yeah, I like the idea from Dizzy there, and he did by getting aggressive there. He did force the resurrect, which they probably wouldn't have used otherwise. So that did come out. But in the
Poor
same
Raw,
token,
man. He
yeah,
got headshotted just to get rezzed and then
yeah.
get taken out on his falling back, man.
Yeah, Raw got to be a dummy in that round and nothing more. I will shout out the position of B-Boy in the post plant, who was on the op, very close up on the site, watching to see if there was over aggression from Ian coming in towards the back site, and he was rewarded. Really, really nice forward position there for the opper of casuals. So just a couple of good little ideas coming in from their post plants to get them
Ryan
the edge in this game.
Ryan is not having much luck in mid so far. He's been struggling in mid, but we'll see
Yeah.
if there's something that may be able to happen. A kill from Ryan and one is gonna open the B site, and this is now gonna look pretty prosperous for casuals as Dizzy takes out Ryan, but it's a 1v4 here for Ian. Not looking likely.
Definitely not. He's going to be able to get past that turret as
It is his
that's
own.
his own team's turret. Never mind. But Ian does manage to grab a kill coming up there, and we'll see if he can grab this. It's just so difficult from here.
This is gonna be difficult. The op in the range, and B-Boy's gonna lock it out. B-Boy playing this op really well so far.
Yep.
He hasn't been getting multi-kills or like a lot of kills in a round. It's mostly just important kills. He's in the right spot to
Yep.
just kind of shut something down.
Yeah, and I think that part of that goes to B-Boy just, being in position, and part of that goes to Casual's prep. These are clearly set out, planned out, post-plant positions that they've got for all their team members, and it's really working. You can totally see, they rely on their duelists, people like Swass and Ryan as well, as well as people like Swass to kind of get those entries, get them in the position to plant the spike, and now we'll see if they can do that. But then they've got the setups
Ian's
ready.
pushed
On
up
Glide,
left
though.
here, and on Glide is actually going to get two. This is beautifully read by the aggression is beautifully read by mostly Harmless, and going to manage to pick up 3 kills. It's going to have to be a humongous effort from N1 to try and pull this back along with Swass. Let's find one, but this isn't looking very likely, honestly.
2v4, 112 left on the clock, and so saving is also a pretty difficult prospect here as you've got to avoid all those hunters.
Also don't have the spike. They have a lot of time, but they don't have a spike. So this is
An important
not
resource.
looking great.
Yeah. Yeah, the spike is right there on belt, but even just walking out into that no man's land feels just so dangerous here, as you can see Swass finding that it is. Yeah, they're just trying to save, maybe get a pick or two. Not going to happen for N1. And the res as well for Eco. So there we go. Swass completely alone. If he sprints to the B site, he'll be safe enough in terms of saving the gun.
As safe
Will he
as
be
you can
safe?
be with 30 seconds, honestly.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of time to hunt for him.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
going to be difficult for Swass to get out of alive.
He wants
However,
exits.
his economy is looking pretty healthy, so losing his gun wouldn't mean end of the world, and get a couple of exits. And economy of mostly Harmless is looking pretty good, but they won't have to worry about their economy at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and gotta shout out Casuals. They did a nice job over the course of that half to keep their economy, and they go up 8-4 in the first half. So they are just like miles better than the last time. Harmless on Icebox here. Harmless reminder we're our previous league champions for both Counter-Strike and Valorant. Now sticking only with Valorant as that's what we're offering this season here. So mostly Harmless, a lot of pedigree, a lot of experience in the competitive shooter scene. But Casuals now are presenting one of their greatest challenges yet so far, right here on Icebox where they got shellacked just last week.
And getting into this pistol round, this is very important for mostly Harmless to win this. Pistol round is more or less going to dictate the next round that you have, as a force buy will be coming out, and it's going to more or less set you up to pretty comfortably win the second round. So if they win this pistol round, that actually brings it pretty close into the likelihood of closing this gap right now. Streets is going to put down his wall and cover the plant, but Paint Shell's coming in, going to cause a little bit of damage, but they successfully get this plant down, and now it is a P5 post plant. Not the most common thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely not always. Give up the site. Those Killjoy utility up on the bomb will do something there as B-Boy already gets taken down. And oh, here we go,
So far, this
trades.
post plant held well. Ongline and Wrecked are going to be picking up some kills, but it's answered back pretty well by Casuals. Ian's going to shut it down, though, with 3K on the round with the Ghost. And wasn't the most comfortable win, but hey, a win's a win, and now they can have the chance to close this gap and get some momentum in this attacker half.
Exactly. Expect a lot of A site presence from Mostly Harmless, just like Casuals did. But like you said, that pistol round's so important for the losing team. There aren't that many rounds in a half of Valorant, and the pistol round dictating at least 2 or 3 of them is definitely something to be considered. So we do see actually a save coming in from Casuals, and SMGs are bought up by Mostly Harmless. We'll see what they can do with them, as it is A indeed for the aggression.
The aggression is read well here by Mostly Harmless. Pick up 2 kills and try and lead into this match a little better. This half is so far going pretty comfortably for Mostly Harmless. As they're going to be pushing into the site. Right clicks though from B-Boy is going to take out Ryan, or take out Streets, my bad. But answered back completely, and now it's a 1v4 for Raw.
Knife out on Gline. The Omen versus Omen action goes the favor of Mostly Harmless as they ascend to 6 rounds here over on the attacking side. And I think generally between these two teams, we can, pretty well establish that attacking tends to be favored between these two teams on Icebox. And maybe you could say attacking is generally favored just because of the way the A set is designed for most teams on Icebox. I think it's really, really hard to defend. We've already seen it from both. But 6 to 8, finally, we have guns coming up for the side of Casuals. So let's see if they can deny this bonus round win.
Like we talked about last round, losing a bonus round or winning a bonus round here would be huge, but B-Boy is going to shut down Dizzy, and that's going to be one gun expected in a Phantom versus Spectre match. Raw is going to get swarmed, however, by 2 players, but mostly answered back. Ian might go huge here, but unfortunately he does not. All left up to a lonely little Sage, all up to Streets.
All up to Streets, who takes a couple of shots already from a rifle and has to run back. All you're holding on to is Sheriff, so this is nice, just at least grabbing an ultimate orb out of the mix here, and has recovered was holding a Spectre as well, pardon me. So Streets, yeah, 53 seconds left to save, and doesn't look like it's going to happen with this peak here. Nope. There we go. That's going to be Ryan taking out Streets, and finally a defending round on the board for Casuals. The gun round is successful, and Mostly Harmless have to buy back up here. So now the half begins in earnest with, of course, Ian picking up that op, and the gun round coming in at 6 rounds to 9 over here.
Yep, 6 to 9. People will go ahead and make the jokes while you can. But
Nice.
that's pretty expected. All things considered, from the bonus round, you're kind of expecting to lose that one. This is now going to be your full rifle buy, and you'll be able to lean into this a lot easier and try and regain that momentum.
Right, I like that spot from Ryan. Not the most common there, but it might be spotted out. I'm not sure if Dizzy was. Yeah, I think Dizzy did spot that out with the Owl drone. So see if they decide to be hitting the A site. Once again, a pretty passive hold, the same way Mostly Harmless was doing. Casuals doing that, but here is the push from mid. N1 gets taken down. Is lucky to get away with his life there.
Ian has definitely showed up a little more later in this match. He had a bit of a cold start, but he's starting to bring it back. Bringing some duels in the mid now. Streets is going to take out N1. However, Swass will get the better of Ian in mid. Now this is a 3v4 or a 4v3 retake. My bad. It's looking pretty all right, but Ongline is going to take out Swass here. He's going to get the finisher in mid. So
That angle from Nest into mid has been so important in some of these post plants. We saw that on the other half as well, and really got to be watching out for that.
It's going to be the Killjoy coming out from Mostly Harmless as they're going to pick up another kill, and this is looking all the more dangerous. as it's going to be another pick on Ryan from Ongline. Ongline has been all or nothing, it feels. Either he's pretty quiet or he's making huge plays to win a round.
Exactly. And B-Boy had nothing to do at all there. Didn't have time to defuse, couldn't find all the players, so at least grabs 1 kill for the road. But there we go. Now that's going to be another round put up for mostly Harmless, who will go up to 7 to 9 here. 13
Did I say
rounds
most wanted
to win.
again that round?
I didn't catch it this time, but
Okay.
I think people. I like kind of your alternative names for them. It's just sort of like, chat can kind of make of that what they will, I think.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I used to cast for a team named Most Wanted, so that's probably where
Oh,
I'm
that
trying to
could
break
be it. Yep, that could
trying
be
to
it.
break bad habits here. Raw
I'm sure
with the
people will know
sheriff.
what you mean. They are definitely the most wanted here in terms of somebody finding a victory up against them in the league. So we'll see if
Well,
casuals can claim that bounty.
Speaking of claiming that bounty, it's gonna be an opening pick here, and they're mostly going for sheriffs on the save, but it's turning out pretty well, all things considered. Ongline is gonna be taken down to pretty low HP, as well as the stage 4 casuals taken down quite a bit. Dizzy's gonna get hit with a Sova ult. This is gonna stall at the plant for a little bit longer. It's gonna start. Picks are starting to start getting equalized, but Swas is actually gonna be able to manage 2 kills here. Ryan gets 2 kills with the knives, and it's a beautiful save round. All things considered for casuals, they pick it up with mostly just sheriffs and knives.
Yeah, wow. And yeah, they do get the thrifty, and that's Ryan, with the flank. Beautiful work there. But like you say, initially with those deagles, with those sheriffs, it was just, you got to grab a couple opening kills to even make that a possibility. So great work by the B holders, the B defenders of casuals to get something going there. And Ryan now has picked up an op.
One
No,
thing I'm
sold it.
learning is don't underestimate casuals on a save. They have players who can make so much work
Yes.
out of a sheriff. We saw last time against Dragons, casuals had so many huge rounds against Dragons with sheriffs. Specifically, Raw had 2 huge plays, and we saw it right there. Once again, just repeating history.
Ryan.
They're very confident with those sheriffs. Ryan's gonna miss the first op shot, and one will follow up with a nice headshot on Ian. That's gonna be the
Ryan.
jet off the board for most.
Ryan's
Mostly
first round on the op is not looking quite as good as his opposing Jet, but he has definitely done his work in this match already. So they already have 1 for 1, but of course a save round has come in. There's B-Boy, res for Eco, and for, of course, a little bit of security in the round. And now they got it back right off of A, and we'll see where they go. You can see the res came in here as well.
2 reses on the board here, and Ryan looks away at just the wrong.
Ugh.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, unlucky so far on the op, honestly, from Ryan, but a couple of misses as well did come through. And Aldrone spotted him out as well, so they're going to have to back off. And now A-site is pretty much completely vacated by the defenders, while mostly Harmless are still knocking at the door.
Looks like they're starting to rotate back. Ryan is going to get a nice little flick onto Ian there, and
there we go.
Possibly open up a showstopper coming in from N1. Another kill, another one for Ian, for Ryan, as Swas also picks up 1 more, and it's B-Boy to lock out the round.
Honestly, with that rotation and the res, mostly Harmless did manage to bait out a good amount of resources, lots of ultimates used there by casuals. So, and they did get the plant as well. So a pretty successful, honestly, all things considered, for a save round for mostly Harmless. At the same time, though, there's only 2 rounds remaining in terms of casuals if they want to take Icebox and get revenge on mostly Harmless for the domination that happened last time they faced here. So this is a very exciting result so far from casuals to be able to take it, make it this competitive, and actually get definitely an upper hand over here on mostly Harmless. Now the gun round coming out, though. Ian has picked up the op. We'll see if he can be the difference maker here.
They definitely seem to have done their homework for mostly Harmless here.
Absolutely, and I'm having a bit of a Discord viewing issue there. It got a little laggy, but it does look fine now. Yeah, no, all good. We are transparent over here at the CECS. Not gonna feed you any BS, but this is going to be a hit onto A. We can currently see here's Ian looking for something. Still a 5 versus 5, and we might have another 5 versus 5 plant here. No, Ryan does get a first kill.
Yeah, and well, it's gonna be Raw tagging up as well. It's now a 3v2 with Spike down inside a B, so they have to commit to the push in here. Is he peeking around the yellow box right now? He's not gonna commit to the peek against the op, and Ryan's gonna get a heal, bringing him all the way back up to 90 HP. Looking worse and worse by the second for mostly Harmless.
Nice little smoke there from Ryan. But, oh, there's Ian.
Ian going big with 2 op shots here. That's gonna open up the round for them, as it's gonna have to be the retake here from Raw and B-Boy, but
Wow.
it's gonna be completely shut down here. Ian with the 3K on the op.
Yeah, and just finding a bit of another level there, Ian, realizing it's do or die in that round, because if they lost and lost all those guns, they would have been saving again at match point. So there we go. Beautiful stuff by Ian. It comes alive exactly when he's needed up here. And 8-11 now the score line. Still, Casuals had built up a good bank, so they're going to be able to maintain a little bit of eco. Yeah, they're totally fine here for the guns. Full gun round once again, and Casuals are looking for match point.
Gonna try and get a pick mid, but nothing really being given by Casuals. Like I said, they've had a lot more disadvantage here on their rematch. Raw, however, is getting a little aggressive in mid, it looks like. Ian's gonna take out the owl drone and gonna bait out a little bit of utility, but all things considered, this is very slow so far.
Yep.
Probably the slowest take we've seen so far.
Yep, very slow here for Mostly Harmless, who definitely realize they need these rounds bad. And looks like B is the play, and not as much A presence as we would have thought. Last time we had Ian and Ongline just swarming the A site. This time, it's more of a B hit, and, you know, maybe Mostly Harmless trying something different, maybe just not feeling like they're able to deal with that A defense with Casuals in this good of form. But in any case, as you say, very, very slow. And now finally the B hit comes in.
Yeah, and Raw's gonna counter with his own a paranoia of his own, and Ongline will have to, or Ongline actually doesn't have the spike this time. It's Dizzy with the spike. I'm used to seeing Ongline with it. Honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, Dizzy putting it down this time, and they've got it. So that's a 5 versus 5 again. They
Yeah.
Casuals keep just that they're totally fine with letting this go and playing full retake here. That's exactly what they're going to have to do this time.
And now Raw's going to be trying to push through this smoke of Ongline, and they're going to start taking, tap the defuse, but Ongline is getting get the best of Raw here. Another mirror match, and Ian might actually die to these paint shells. Yes, he is. 2 from and 1 with the paint shells. This opens up the round completely. He gets another one off of it. They get half on the spike, but they shut down the retake, and what a recovery from Streets, Dizzy, and React. That was very dangerous towards the end.
Very close, and once those 2 paint shells kills came down, there was a player sticking the defuse in the smoke, and they barely got to him in time. It was well over halfway, and so great work there by Mostly Harmless. But yeah, it's just a really nice nade from N1.
React just hit an op. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just hit an op.
I didn't see it, no.
They picked up one too many ops, and he was just like, he just put it up on a shelf.
Just stockpiling it. Yep. This one goes there. We'll put that in storage. That's a good catch. I did not see him do that.
Alrighty. So, a great save on the round, and well, they're going to keep it going. React's going to get the opening pick here on Ryan. This is going to be a little difficult. They lost their knives. Raw's also down. We just seem to have some kind of luck with mirror matches, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, it is very similar team compositions, obviously, but even so, they keep ending up facing each other. I love the lore implications of it. But Ian is continuing to be the dominant Jet in this second half.
And one is going to have to go big like he did last round, and Ongline won't let it happen. It's pinched in on, and you said it yourself. Ian has definitely been the more dominant Jet on this half. We saw Ryan do incredibly well on the attacking half, but it seems like he's been struggling a little bit more. Still has about 20 kills. Can't actually quite make that out.
Yeah,
it's a little blurry.
It's a little blurry for us, the feed. But
I think it's 22 or 23.
We do see that Ryan's up top in any case.
Yeah.
So the stream will be able to see it. But we definitely. Oh, I actually just got a message. Zach's probably telling me. Yeah, 22 frags for Ryan, so still
Yeah.
topping the scoreboard here. And 10-11 is the score now. We have another buy coming in from Casuals. Like I said, still looking for one more to get them to match point and threaten that upset here. And it would be an upset for sure. Mostly Harmless has not lost a map this entire league yet. So Casuals looking to be the first to topple the Giants.
I don't know about you, but I'd love to see this match go to overtime. I'm sure neither of these teams would. I'd love to see it.
It looks like a distinct possibility, Eldiria. I'll say that, man. Like these teams are both really playing so disciplined and so patient, and they have so much respect for each other. You can tell they are playing as if they are playing against the toughest opponents that they've faced so far, and that definitely just seems to be the case. So
Both
10 to
teams
11.
really need to pull out all the stops, it feels like. We're seeing huge individual efforts and just really coordinated play as well. It's been incredible to watch.
You should run.
Oh, might get an early contact here between Swass and Street, but narrowly gonna avoid it. And this Killjoy ult is gonna cause a fast push on the right streets. Onto the side streets is gonna get the opening pick here on R1 or on N1. This is gonna start getting the plant down here for mostly Harmless.
Yeah, they do get control of the site. And they get a post plant set up. 4 versus 5 retake coming in. See what Swass can do coming around the corner. No Hunter Sphere available. Needs a couple of kills and no utility either. So this is all gunplay here coming in on this retake.
Swass trying to work some wall bangs here, but he's not gonna find anything. He's really just giving away his position at this point. It's gonna take out the recon bolt though, and now the retake is coming in, but Ongline and Streets are gonna chime in. Streets with a third on the round. As Raw is gonna try and clean up this round, but it's not looking likely at all. It'd be a 1v5 clutch with no time left. He's gonna back off and maybe try and get some exit frags, but all seem to be avoiding each other right now.
Yep. The Mostly Harmless squad going out the other side. Raw not going to find anybody in mid unless somebody sprints down there right now. Doesn't look like they are, so Raw retains a rifle, and now Mostly Harmless, after being down 4 rounds, have tied it all up here at 11. So we are on to match point next round, no matter what happens here, and man, this is a really great Icebox. This is definitely the most fun I've had associated with Icebox so far in my Valorant watching or playing days.
Yeah.
And Mostly Harmless and Casuals are making this look like a good map.
Tell you what, my mouth will be bleeding by the end of this match though for bite my tongue on Most Wanted. Yeah, Most Wanted.
Mostly Harmless.
I have almost every time I say it, I try and correct myself.
Well, we'll get you some aloe vera water to help you out with your mouth, and we'll keep watching this great Valorant because
I was gonna get the opening pick on Ian. That's not something you see very often. I feel these two players. Swass is usually a bit further back of a player, so to see him get that aggressive, very interesting to say the least.
That's a huge pickup as well. Ian, the top fragger on the Mostly Harmless side. Now Raw's got a big job. This peak is not going to be dry. They're going to use some utility to try to get this. So, and in fact, they actually just back right off of it. So Raw isn't challenged here. There are still 2 players over on the A site, and the Resurrection is available. Here we go. Here's the Hunter's Fury. Will it find anybody? A bunch of damage from the Hunter's Fury, and there we go. Streets gets taken down, and they stay in a 5 versus 4. Great work there by Swass.
That was almost all for. I don't know if you noticed, but the jet was just barely out of the range of the Hunter's Fury. But Streets kind of went back into it. Ryan, though, going to be taken out by React. And this is now going to have to come down to a very fast execute with only 10 seconds left. React getting another one, but Swass going through. He's going to take out the Planter. That is huge, and it's going to be a lockout here from Swass. What a huge play from Swass there at the end.
Swass, the one-man army in this round, finds the pick on the priority target, then the Hunter's Fury to deny the Resurrection, and that was, I can't resist but saying this, just the tip finding that final kill there, and then running through the smoke to grab a flank on the planters, denying that, getting more kills. Swass just showed up big time here, taking the top frag. Well-deserved situation there for the Sova of Casuals, and they are on match point right now. Full guns for both teams.
Swass doesn't want overtime. He is just overtaking the top frag. But Raw is going to get completely destroyed here. Hit by the Sova ult and an op shot from Ian. This is going to allow them to kind of make their way onto the B side. They're going to put down the wall, but it's going to be shot down immediately. B-Boy inside of the tube. He's going to try and spam through the wall, but can't get through it. Now this is a 4v5 retake. This could very well go to overtime unless we see a huge effort here from Casuals.
Resurrect is available, but that body is way out of reach right now for the Sage. There's just no way you're getting a res on that currently downed player, so it is going to have to be the 5 versus 4. Here's the wall coming up. Ian misses.
There's so many kills going back and forth right now, and the defuse is coming in. Casuals
no!
barely get the defuse.
We
It
couldn't
was
even
so
follow
close.
what was going on in that round. Smokes and walls everywhere, and Casuals pull up what has to be said is a monster upset on Icebox with a ridiculous final round, with the defuse coming in the absolute rain of bullets coming in and utility. Unbelievable
I
game
think
right there.
just about every character's utility came out in that last few seconds. We saw 4 Omens, I think 5 Jet Smokes, 2 Sage Walls. Everything was there.
Wow, and that is Casuals handing Mostly Harmless their first defeat in the entire league so far, with an amazing match on Icebox. I might be a convert right now to the Church of Icebox right now, because that was a hell of a lot of fun to watch. We're going to send it back over to the analyst desk with Jake, Rakuno, and Wilby to break that game down a little bit further.